Hi everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus from Threshold F and Amy, and I'm getting ready to go to bed soon, but I just wanted to work in here a little bit more, and so I wanted to invite you along. I realized I'm recording more than one a day most days because, there's so much that I want to work through, and it really helps to do it this way. But then I post them just one a day. So I guess in a way that's giving you kind of an inaccurate picture of like how I'm doing, which doesn't really matter except for, like if you're trying to compare how you're doing through something, which you shouldn't anyway. Okay, so I guess I shouldn't worry about it. Don't compare yourself to the amount of time that it seems to take me to get through different stages or what's going on at different times. So much just depends on what's happening in your life and your relationship and your personality and all that. So just don't try to compare it to mine, but do understand that these are actually being posted a little bit farther apart than what they're being recorded as. Does that make any sense? So like this is, I don't know, like the 6th or 7th video, and it's just the 5th day since Bill's death. I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to saying since Bill's death. That is like freaking me out. Sorry. But it's just, wow. It's today, I think, it's like the other days it has been a lot more real. Today it doesn't seem as real to me, and I don't know why. Maybe my mind just knows that I need some relief from it or something. I don't know. I'm a little scared because tomorrow is the day that he would have come home, and so I'm a little concerned that it may really hit me tomorrow. I don't know. But on the other hand, I feel like I've been building up that fear in my mind today, and so maybe it won't be as bad. I don't know. But today has been good in some ways. I have laughed, and I think that Bill would be proud of me for that. I actually, like when my parents came, I didn't cry, and it wasn't that I was holding back or anything. It was that I was just feeling better. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. And I'm not even teaching as much as I usually do. I wasn't like, trying to hold back or fake it or anything like that. I just, I don't know, it hasn't felt real to me today. And like I said, I don't really know what to think of that, but I just wanted to tell you in case any of you experience something like that, so that at least one other person has gone through that. I don't know if I would say it's normal or not, but there's you and me, right? Okay, so I had shown you this page. Did I read it to you? Yes, I did. And then I wrote up at the top, being married to each other. I might put like a little squiggle of yarn right there. It seems like it needs it, but it'll have to dry afterwards, so I'll do that at the end. This is that song, Angel Armies, that I was singing right before the trooper came. It's by Chris Tomlin. It says, "You hear me when I call, you are my morning song. Though darkness fills the night, it cannot hide the light. Whom shall I fear? You crush the enemy underneath my feet. You are my sword and shield. Though troubles linger still, whom shall I fear? I know who goes before me. I know who stands behind. The God of angel armies is always by my side. The one who reigns forever, he is a friend of mine. The God of angel armies is always by my side. My strength is in your name, for you alone can save. You will deliver me. Yours is the victory. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I fear? I know who goes before me. I know who stands behind. The God of angel armies is always by my side. The one who reigns forever, he is a friend of mine. The God of angel armies is always by my side." So anyway, okay, so I have this that I want to find a place for. It says, and I probably should put the date with it. I'll have to look back on my Facebook to find out which day it was. Today has been hard but good. After getting classes, chores, a nap, and finishing some of those urgent things that must be done right away, I've had time to just sit and love Bill and enjoy some memories. Oh, this was yesterday. I've sat in various places thinking about the memories those places spark. One thing is that whenever he walked by me, if I was sitting down in the kitchen, the living room, wherever, he would stop and smile and lean down and kiss me. But we had this ritual, so it was just a peck. I'd grab his shirt as he stood back up and say, "That wasn't good enough." He'd smile and kiss me just a little bit better. I'd say, "I need more." Then he would kiss me right. That was just like a ritual that we had. It was kind of funny. We did that probably, I don't know, like almost every day. Isn't that silly? You know, but it says little things like that that are, I'm not sure which picture I went here. It's the little things like that that really make up a marriage or a family or whatever. Those little rituals that you just, I don't know, we didn't like set out to make that ritual. It just happened. I'm kind of thinking this picture because it's got the blue and I really like that picture. But looking just to make sure. Oh, this is when he visited his friend Julie in Arizona before we got married, before we even met. It's where the song Standing on the Corner is. I already did this picture. I love that picture of him. Oh, maybe I should use that one. It's not the greatest picture of either of us, but it really shows. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that one. Doesn't matter if it's not a great picture, right? I mean, this is like, you know, it's just for me. And it's just for me to remember Bill. I was given this journal, and this is what you do with this kind of journal, is you put stuff in it. It's kind of like a combination between a journal and a scrapbook. It's called a junk journal. And I love to make them, and I belong to a group of people who help each other learn to make them, and there's a leader who is really cool, and she teaches a lot of stuff, and other people in the group, you know, share expertise too. I even share some things, which is like hard to believe because I'm kind of new to it, but and this thing is rounding the corners. That's what I'm doing. So anyway, so I decided that this journal is going to be about Bill and me. It's about our marriage. I'll do something separate that's about him, but I wanted something that would be about us. Should I put that below or above? Let's put the ink on it first. I figured that out. So I can't remember if I've already said this or not, and if I have already said it, then maybe God's putting it on my mind because it needs to be heard again. The thing, there's several things that are getting me through. I should not say the thing. You know, one of the things is that I know I have a ton of people praying for me. I can feel that. I can really, really tell. And that makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference to know that a lot of people are praying for you because that just encourages you. But even if you didn't know, those prayers are powerful. They're really, really powerful. I think I'm going to put a little bit of ink on this clouds too, so it's not all white. Anyway, so that's one of the things that's really gotten me through. And another thing is, I think that needs to go on top. Okay, another thing is worship, you know, and it's like, oh, I think I did talk about this already. Anyway, yeah, so that's an important thing, has been worship. I don't think that I mentioned this though, because I think I just realized this today. It didn't really occur to me before, but remember I said that it was like right after I finished listening to and singing Chris Tomlin's song Angel Armies that I read to you at the beginning of this tape, or whatever you call this recording. It was right after I finished that, and then I posted it on Facebook. I didn't say anything about it, I just posted it, and I just was like, I'm hoping that some of my friends will listen to this and sing and worship with me They don't need to know that there's anything wrong even. Because at that point, even though it's like, oh, you just have those mixed feelings. It's like, something's wrong, something happened, and yet you're telling yourself, no, I'm being paranoid, So I didn't even want to say anything on Facebook or anything, because I just thought, he's going to call me and I'm going to feel really stupid because I was this paranoid. And I kind of cut off some here, so I'm going to write it in. Classes, urgent things. So yesterday was the 19th, I think. July 19th. So anyway, so I had sung that, and then I had posted it on Facebook, and I had taken off my headphones, and then right after posting it on Facebook, I got the phone call that the trooper was at my door. And of course then it's like, I knew. I didn't know for sure that he had died, but I knew it had to be something really serious for a trooper to come. And I kind of thought that if he had just gotten hurt and he was in the hospital would have called me. But I didn't really know. I don't know for sure how those things work, And, I realized today, God, the trooper must have knocked at the door while I was listening to the music, because he had, they had to call me. And because when I got there to the door, he was up the street looking for a neighbor to ask about me. So he must have been knocking while I was singing at the top of my voice and crying, and, I had the headphones on and everything. God allowed me that time. It's like I could have found out a couple minutes earlier if I had heard the trooper, but God knew that what I needed was that worship time, and that's what was going to sustain me when I heard the news. And, it's just one more bit of evidence of God's faithfulness and his provision, and it's like, you might feel like, what the heck are you talking about? God wasn't faithful. He didn't provide for you because your husband got killed. You know what? We're all going to die at some point, folks. And there are going to be people who are going to question it when it happens. Either they're going to question the fact that it happened, or if you were dying of cancer and, or something when you're like 105 years old, people are still going to question something about it that you suffered or something. It's like that almost always happens. And people are going to be sad that you died. I mean, I'm super, super sad that Bill died, even though I know he's in heaven. He's in a better place. His body is completely healed. He was 78. He was starting to get arthritis and stuff. He's with Beth, who he really loves, which doesn't mean that he didn't love me or that he loved me less or anything, but he is with her. He's missed her, and that's never bothered me or anything. It doesn't bother me that he's with her now, and I doubt that it bothered her that he was with me. It's like he's in a really, really good place, but it still hurts. He's been torn away from me. So yeah, I know it seems kind of odd that I'm saying he's faithful and he was with me, and I will go even farther and say his angel armies were with Bill too. As he was in that accident, they were with him, because this is what was supposed to happen. He was supposed to go home at that time. God could have stopped it. God totally could have stopped it, and he chose not to, and he chose not to in his love for us and in all of his power. And so that's it. It's like, I know that what I have to do is I have to trust God. I have to remain faithful. I have to, and if I screamed and yelled at God, or, if I really was angry at God, which I know a lot of people are, God will forgive that. I'm not worried about that. It's not that I'm feeling like I have to, earn my salvation or something, and it's not like I'm afraid to be mad. I'm just not I'm genuinely not mad at God, because I really trust him. And that's because it's not because I'm like super spiritual or anything like that. It's because I've had years and years and years of God proving his faithfulness to me, and me paying attention to that. And again, that's not my being smart or anything. When I was, in my like mid-20s or so, I went to a walk through the Bible conference where they teach you like an outline of the Old Testament with motions and stuff all in one day. It's really cool. And with Bruce Wilkerson, he's the guy who wrote, Wilkinson, I think. He's the guy who wrote the Jabez prayer, and or the prayer of Jabez. And anyway, I really don't even remember the outline. I did for a long time. But what I remember is something that he said about the children of Israel walking through the wilderness. That 40 years that they had to spend there was because they did not learn the lessons that God was teaching them before that. And so they had had God prove to them over and over and over that he was powerful and he could do whatever needed to be done and that he would take care of them. But then when the spies went and checked out the land of Canaan, 10 of them came back with a report that, oh, it's too big, there's giants and everything else, and no, we can't do it, and the people believed them. And only Joshua and Caleb were faithful and said, no, God can do this. And, and so what Bruce Wilkinson said was that when we don't learn a lesson that God's trying to teach us, and what I've come to know since then is when God shows us that he's faithful and we don't pay attention, and so we don't learn that faithfulness and we don't trust him, we're going to have to go through bigger and bigger things. And so, it's been, since then, it's been almost 30 years. No, it's been more than 30 years since I learned that. And it's taken me this long to learn that because there have been many, many times when I have not had that faithfulness, even though God's shown himself faithful through that time. I have to go take care of something. So this will be continued tomorrow. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.